Now that training camp has started and players are reporting to their facilities, it's time to take a look again at the Patriots roster, starting with the quarterback position. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. Four quarterbacks now on this roster as of Thursday. They added undrafted free agent Brian Lewerke back, but Brian Hoyer, Jarrett Stidham, Cam Newton, those are the three main guys they're working with. And really, it's a competition between Stidham and Newton. And all along, we do think that Newton is the guy to lose the job, but time is definitely an issue. 14 padded practices. How is that going to play into this quarterback group?
Well, other than Newton's health, Sierra, which is obviously the most important thing for him to win this job, the second most important thing is really just a matter of time, right? They're in this time crunch of 14 padded practices before week one. That's going to be the number you're going to hear a lot. And can the Patriots and Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels have a cram session with Cam Newton where he can learn the playbook and also implement some of the things that make him Cam Newton, the running quarterback element of the offense that they didn't have under Brady and they probably weren't planning on having in the same vein with Stidham? Can they get that implemented? Can they get that installed and everybody drilled and up to speed with it in enough time for him to be the starter in week one? I think truly that's really what we're talking about here with this quarterback competition. Cam is clearly the more talented quarterback. He's clearly the more experienced quarterback. But the question is does he have the ability, the mental ability, and do the Patriots have the time to really build this offense around him to a point where he can succeed? Because if you're going to just put him out there in Tom Brady's offense from last year, then you're not truly getting all of Cam Newton. So the one kind of example that I looked at was the 2018 Baltimore Ravens, who midseason went from stationary quarterback Joe Flacco to Lamar Jackson, two total opposite ends of the spectrum, right? And what they did in 2018 is where they just kind of dipped their toes in the water. They didn't go full force in the Lamar Jackson experience, but they allowed some element of that offense to evolve in order to fit Jackson. Then in 2019, they opened the entire playbook up. They rewrote the option playbook of the NFL, and he won MVP of the league. So I think that this year you probably see more like 2018 Jackson with Cam, where there are some elements of that RPO, zone read type of stuff that they're going to do, but maybe it takes until later on in the season for them to truly open up the whole thing.
Well, we've seen the Patriots receivers work with both Newton and Stidham in these private workouts leading up to training camp. So obviously the Patriots in some way or another do view this as a competition. What do you need to see out of Cam Newton in order for him to run away with the job?
He's got to be healthy. I mean, I think that's really the first and foremost thing about it is that the shoulder, but especially to me, the foot, because I watched him throw the ball in 2019. I've seen him throw the ball in some of these videos and also heard from people that have been there. The ball's coming out lively, right? He's got some zip on it. I don't think the shoulder is that big of an issue, but the foot, that is another question because if Cam is not Superman, right? If he's not, doesn't have the ability to take off and use his legs as an influence on the defense, then he's really not himself. So moving around in the pocket, his ability to create with his legs and still run with the football. Yeah, he'll be in a red non-contact jersey, so they're not going to be tackling him. So we won't really see that at its full force until we start playing games. But that early on, I think, is going to be the first indication. The second indication will be his throwing mechanics, his footwork, his lower half, and how his body is kind of using his lower half to generate that energy from the ground up. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see it all the stress be on that shoulder and on his arm to generate velocity. You really want to see his footwork be crisp and clean. And I think the Patriots coaches, Josh McDaniels, Jed Fish, those are things that they work on routinely with their quarterbacks, even Tom Brady when he was here. So I think Cam Newton's in good hands and we'll see what he can do once training camp opens, but it's really health number one, and number two are those throwing mechanics and keeping those clean.
Well, we're all counting down the days until the quarterbacks can get on the field. But until then, this segment has been sponsored by Masterclass. Get unlimited access to every Masterclass as a Patriots Press Pass listener. You get 15% off the annual all access pass. Just go to masterclass.com/CLNS for all of our Patriots content. Find it on our website at clnsmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Patriots Press Pass.